guys, it's Mina at Medicare Insiders. Today, I want to give you kind of a timeline to follow up with your new members. You should be checking in with them. You don't want to just write them on an application and then never hear from you again. That becomes really easy for another agent to come up behind you and take that business from you. Again, we are in the relationship building industry with insurance, so we want to make sure that we have that consistent communication with our members. So these are some suggestions for when you want to reach out to your members. If you look at some of the correspondence that you're getting from other carriers, they have certain presentations and suggestions of timelines that vary from what I'm going to give you now, but also are really helpful to check in with your clients, before you enroll them, after or before they receive their cards, right after they receive their cards, 30 days after, and then 60 days after that. So the first touch point would be 7 days after completing the application. And here's a good time to maybe send them a thank you note in the mail or email, however you prefer to contact or communicate with your clients. It can be a really nice, warm touch to say, thanks for doing business with me. Thank you for letting me help you with your Medicare needs, however it is that you want to word that, but a thank you card, a thank you email, something along those lines, or even just a thank you call can go a long way. And in that call, it would be great to kind of restate timelines of, okay, you're going to get your cards within this week, and this is what's going to happen. You need to schedule your appointments. You want any help scheduling appointments? If you have their information already, some carriers will have a member ID long before the member gets a card in the mail. So if you want to provide them with that information up front, this is another good time to do that. And then prepare them from any calls that they might receive from the carrier. So if it's a carrier that does a welcome call or anything along those lines, you want them to be prepared for that with ample time before those things take place. 1 week before effective date would be the other checkpoint. So here you want to make sure that they received all of their information from the carrier. Now, if you're doing an application, obviously very close to that effective date, this timeline isn't going to make a lot of sense. So kind of think about it maybe, a week before the effective date or the week of the effective date, sometime where you know that they could expect to receive their plan information. That would be the time, the second time to check in with them, right? Make sure that they got their booklets, that they got their cards, that everything looks good. Review any providers with them, the providers that you've chosen on the plan, and see if they need help ordering any over the counter, if they want to go over, their gym membership and any of those additional benefits, their healthy foods cards. This is a good time to touch base on those things as well. Make sure that they know how to utilize those benefits. Again, if they need any assistance scheduling their appointment, that can be a huge value to you, and also a great way to open up that door of communication with that doctor's office. If you're referring people to that practice, it can be a good way for them to take your name into account if you're calling their office and scheduling your clients' appointments with them. Then you want to look at 30 days of coverage. So it's been a month since you've been on this plan. How have you liked it? Have you gone to see your primary care doctor? Have you gone to order your prescriptions? Have you had any issues? Do we need to change anything? You want to check in with them to make sure that everything is working as planned. So if you have any kind of mishaps, you are in the know of that, and you're not just leaving your client to deal with the consequences if that plan doesn't actually end up being exactly what they need, or if they have any complaints that maybe they just haven't fully understood how to utilize those benefits, right? So we want to make sure that we're checking in with them at that 30-day mark, asking them if they've used those benefits, encouraging that plan utilization. We want to make sure that they are getting the most out of those benefits, and also making sure that they're liking their providers. And then after that 30 days would be another 30 days from there. So 60 days after that plan effective date, kind of the same thing, just still checking in, asking if they've used those benefits, asking if they need any additional assistance. These are the kind of things that you want to be checking in with them about. And it doesn't, once you get to that 30-day and 60-day, it doesn't even matter so much, although you do want to review those things that I mentioned. But it's more than anything for that client to know that you're present, that you're available, and that you are involved in their medical care, that you want to be present for any kind of issues that they have, that you're available for that. And that's going to add a lot of value to you as their agent. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that the people that we're working with know that we are in it to help them, to care for them, so that they don't have to go outside of our phone number or our email address to get the assistance that they need. And that's really all for today, guys. Make sure that you're following up with your clients. Make sure that you kind of have a timeline. Mark that on your calendar even. I would suggest putting it on your calendar and knowing when you need to reach out to what client, especially as you start to build that book of business up. It can be difficult to keep up with what you have to do, just trying to remember stuff you will forget if you're working with several clients at a time. So make sure that you're using a CRM, a calendar, and having all of these things kind of mapped out for yourself as you're moving through the month and checking in with your clients respectively. So if you guys have any questions, comment below, like, comment, share, subscribe, join our Facebook group, Medicare Insiders, and I will see you guys next time.